What's going on, guys? It's Joel from Easy Engineering and welcome back to another video. So today we're getting a little fluffy with this one, but I don't give a shit. And I'm gonna just kind of teach you how to make this little prog bass over here. I might have gone through it one other time before, not this particular one, but just how to make this kind of bass. Just hinting at the fact that you can use an arpeggiator to get the bass sound. So yeah, let's jump right in. So the first thing that you're gonna do with this bass, did I do that? Oh my god, did I do that? Is that even allowed? So basically what I've done is I've put a saw wave. Oh yeah, I think I can excuse this one. You'll understand what I'm talking about in a second. So anyway, for those of you, who know what the hell I'm rambling on about, maybe leave a comment down below to see if you're right or wrong. Anyway, start off with the saw wave shape. You load up your basic shapes. Boom. And you go from the sine wave to the saw wave. And what I've done, and this is what I was fucking going on about, is I've upped the unison to 2. So that means I've taken it from a mono signal to a stereo signal. And this is what's obviously, widening the sound, putting it out to the sides. But the one thing that I say is why the excuse from this is because I've got a sub oscillator and I'm using that as my main kind of mono bass sound, with just a saw wave creating that kind of width to the bass, so it kind of gels in quite nicely. Because I've got my sub oscillator driving forward as the low end of the bass, and that is staying mono, while I have the saw wave kind of creating a little bit more character to the sound. Anyway, so next thing what you can do is push the decay of the main envelope to 103 milliseconds, unless that's literally how it is. I can't remember. And then bring your decay on the filter cutoff. So what you're doing is you're putting that to that envelope 2 to your filter cutoff. Got the filter set at around 146 hertz. Make sure that you send your sub oscillator through to the filter. The filter is at a 12 dB cutoff. The rate is about 46. Bring the resonance down. Filter drive 16%, and just kind of your key tracking, I think is what it's called. Yeah. Wow. Got that right. I do know shit. Anyway, bring your decay down to 205 milliseconds and your sustain to around 48.25. 50% should be okay. Don't touch the release. And I think just some EQ and compression, and it is multi-band compression. So high is at 54%, mid is at 121, and low is at 108%. Gain at 2, release at 90 milliseconds. I think that's stays as it is. And the compression attack is 20.2 milliseconds. Your ratio 3:1, and your threshold 14 dB, minus 14 dB, and bring your dry wet to 80. And what we're doing with the EQ is we're just cutting off that sub bass low end, and we're just boosting it just a little bit at around 48, 49 hertz. I guess you could say, depending on your root note, and in this instance I think it must be G. Yes, it is. So that's it for the Serum preset. I will actually be uploading this preset to the Patreon page if you want to check that out. I've got quite a few Patreon instrument racks uploaded onto the Patreon page if you want to check this out. Just a few from previous videos. I will be uploading them for the next few weeks, as many as I can. So anyway, back to the video. So this is going to be on the Patreon page. That's my point. Next, your standard mixing, just some compression, EQ, just to kind of dip the low end because it's quite a fat, heavy low end sound. Some saturation over here, just 2 saturators on, and then a sidechain compression. And then I've got that grouped as a rack, which I will be again uploading to the Patreon page. And then I've got my LFO tool open, and this I'm just using it to kind of clean up the attack and the release, just so it doesn't muddy up the low end with the kick. Now the, I guess, main key about this bass is the arpeggiator. And you can see I've actually got it set. There we go. So I've just got it modulated a little bit on the gate and the rate. You'll see now. So I've got the style up. Can leave it at up, and the rate at 1/8. And the gate is at 112%. And what I'm doing over here, you can see over here, just to kind of create a little bit, of that uniqueness, or, something to the end of the phrase. And I just kind of modulate it down. And as I'm doing that, I've got my LFO tool off, because if I have it on, And that's because of what the LFO tool is doing while the arpeggiator is trying to do its thing. So I've got it modulated to turn it off. This is your sub bass, heavy kind of prog bass that you hear. The kick is a kick from the Futurephonics kick sample pack, one of the Futurephonics sample packs, I think. And I've just got an EQ just to kind of clean it up and gel it in with the bass that I've made. And then I've got some group mixing done, so a glue compressor, EQ, some more saturator, and then just some more EQ. And here is it combined. And now one of the cool things about, you know, having an arpeggiator to do the patterns for you, it just makes it easier. And also, I mean, you know, you can kind of get a little bit creative for it. So at one of the breaks over here, you can
absorbed orally and takes us on a 4-hour journey into extraordinary realms.
So yeah, you can kind of create that little, it's like a triplet glide type bass rhythm to it, and all you're doing is you're bringing it from 1/8 to 1/6. And I mean, you can do that, you know, without the arpeggiator. It just, I think with the arpeggiator, it just, there's a little bit more release to the bass. The bass sounds a little bit thicker, and I guess you can control it and do some really interesting stuff with it. I mean, you can also, you know, bring it to a 1/16. So yeah, you can just kind of like, I guess, you know, do a little bit of extra stuff with it and just get a bit creative. But this is the kind of nice bass sound that I like to hear in Prog Psy music. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna leave the video there. Thank you very much for watching. If you liked this one, if you didn't like this one, leave a comment, thumbs up, thumbs down. If you're new to the channel, if you like seeing what I do, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button. And like I said, if you want to show some more love and support for the channel, go and sign up to the Patreon page. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks.